Bless
away
you.
for this one. Bless you. And so what I'm actually going to do is go ahead and kind of work with my charcoal, your lighter charcoal first. And what we're going to do first is break it up into smaller pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and cover my whole page with vine. And that's going to be kind of our background first. And what I'm doing is I'm just holding the edge and I'm using the whole edge of my vine charcoal. And you're gonna literally just go ahead and cover your whole page. I think I have some kind of weird page.
Something underneath, making an impression. It's like what you do as a little kid when you put like a leaf underneath and then shade.
And so what this is doing is getting us to just a darker background so we are able to pull up with our eraser, because we're still going to be drawing with the charcoal, but we are going to be kind of drawing almost with the eraser and picking up the charcoal. I'm actually going to make it a little darker. And this process does not have to be super clean and neat. I'm just kind of going over, starting to run out of line.
Let me know if you need any more.
Yep, mine. Maybe I can cut this over. Okay. So from here, I'm going to take my paper towel. You're going to want to have maybe a paper towel on hand, or a few. And you can use your hand, but I like using a paper towel, and I'm going to go ahead and rub it kind of in circles. And just kind of blend out that vine charcoal. And this whole process of covering your background, this shouldn't take too long, maybe a few minutes tops. Again, you don't have to make it super neat. So this is pretty much my background I'm going to work with. And it's kind of a mid-tone. It's not too light, not too dark. Okay, so now I can start kind of blocking out my shape. And yes, I will go ahead and pull in just a second with my eraser, but first, like Professor Gardner said with this last still life project, you want to kind of scale out your proportions with your skewer. And so I'm just going to kind of do that real quick again with my vine and just figure out where things are going to go first. And so I'm going to take the edge. The end of my stick is going to be this far corner. And so I'm kind of thinking about, I don't know if I want to double, maybe I go ahead and double it. I'm going to go ahead and double it for now. And that boot is blocking my back corner, so where the back line of the table converges, I'm kind of just putting my thumb there. Now we do the back line of the table. It's kind of the weirdest part. This might actually go off the page, which is all right.
like that. Like that perspective.
Okay, so now I can kind of start on my boots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the top to the bottom first, and then I'll go, I'm going to do height first, and then I'll do depth. So the top of my skewer is the highest point of the boot, and I'm going to go to the heel first. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to put I have to place the boot, the base of the boot where it is on the table. So I want to make sure I do that correctly. I know that the back heel, when I see it, it's kind of right here. What I'll do is I'll kind of go from the first corner, and I'll actually probably start making marks. I'm going to do the tip of the boot actually first. I'm just going to make marks first. Make sure. Now I'm going to hit this kind of where the base, what do you call that underfoot? Not the heel. Like
The kind of the top of the toe, or
like where your bunion.
where you get a good old fashioned bunion.
Middle of the middle of the boot, where it starts to curve inward into the heel. There we go. Okay, so I got the one.
Where the bunion is. And it's probably wise, you may have already talked about this, to do this vertical because you're working with a tall object. She shaded the whole thing first with Vine, and now she's going back in and doing what we've done before with the additive, but this will be more reductive, so she'll work a lot with her eraser. Yeah.
So I'm just using the same method that Professor Gardner is teaching y'all. So now I can, I'm gonna do the height of the boot from the base of the heel to the top of the boot. Right there. So that's gonna be my highest point. I'm kind of going off this first little loop on the inside. This is the right boot for the right foot. And then I kind of sketch in just a little bit. I'm more of a sketcher. And then I kind of go from there. So that's going to be about, roughly just kind of put a line. And then I can work in the folds later, but I'm just getting the main shape. And then now, because the boot is at an angle, I can't see the full length of the width of the shin part. It's kind of angled towards me. So it's going to shorten that plain bit. And it can be good to start with almost like geometric shapes, like squares, rectangles, maybe some circles, triangles, to kind of get your main form down, and then later we can go in and add those more organic shapes later. But right now I'm just kind of,
Blocking it.
yeah, I'm just blocking in the main shapes. What I also like to do is stand back from my piece just to make sure
Mm-hmm.
I think everything is looking okay. Because I think when we sit close to it, we can sometimes, get too immersed in it and we don't realize, like, it looks different from afar than what it does up close. So a good habit is to just keep coming back and standing back. I like where my proportions are going so far, so I'm gonna keep working with them. And the measuring tool has kind of gotten me a good foundation now. So now I'm just going to kind of place more organic shapes. And the boot is kind of curving upward here towards me. That's kind of pretty. Make sure I like it. Now I'm gonna probably start working in more organic shapes. And I know y'all see a different angle. When y'all are over here, y'all see a different part of the boot than what I'm seeing. So later, like, y'all can kind of come where I'm at when I'm done and kind of look to. That'll help as well. Again, I'm also trying to look at the boot as much as I can.
There's like probably a little conversation going on inside your head, right? Like, okay, this dips down, this goes up. This.
Yes, for sure. So I'm just kind of tweaking little things, making sure everything is in proportion where I see it, and then now I'm just still kind of working on the more organic forms. So now I can kind of see that.
It's coming alive.
Okay. So again, I'm not quite pulling on my eraser yet. I'm just kind of blocking in. Lines and curves. Okay. So cool. We've got kind of a basis shape, and then our table. I'll make that a little darker. See that. You'll see the fingerprints all over the place. I'll fix that later. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of blur my vision almost with my eyes to really kind of, I close one eye and then I blur my vision with the other to kind of give you the main shapes of the shadows and highlights that I see, just in a broader like shape. So again, I don't want to focus too much on details right now. I just want to block in the darks that I see and the lights that I see first. Right now it's already a mid-tone, so the kind of values that are mid-tone, they can kind of stay there. So I'll probably go ahead and block in my, just like highlights, because I only see like 3 or 4, and then I'll go in with my darks after that. I think it's, will you see if there's a kneaded eraser on my purse? I think there's
Absolutely.
one.
Do you mind
So
holding
sorry.
this real quick? Thank you, love.
To bring it over.
It is, oh, yeah. Right here, sister.
Thank you.
You go, you bet. Thank you so much, love.
This is the kneaded eraser. It's like tacky and it pulls if you don't have one. I mean, I recommend getting one. You can still use a regular block eraser, but this kind of, it's, I like the block eraser for more harsher, like, highlights.
Defined,
This is
yeah.
good for kind of just brushing over the surface and kind of lifting in a more gentler way. And so I might do that with just kind of softer highlights that I see. And so now I'm actually pulling up. And I'm still squinting. I'm kind of closing one eye. There's this kind of highlight in this fold. And then there's some kind of up here. On the edge of this curve. Now also this eraser, the kneaded eraser, kind of gives a nice transition from light to dark. This kind of nice fade. And then I'm going to use my block eraser. There's a nice highlight right here on the front of this kind of angle. It's going to be a little more harsher first. And the good thing about charcoal is it's pretty, I think I say this all the time, but I think it's pretty forgiving.
Yes.
So, especially with the vine charcoal, you can play back and forth. And so there's a nice, I'm going to use the edge or a corner for more of this kind of sharper highlight on, especially right here. You can also get a pencil eraser where it's like an actual eraser that you can like hold like a pencil, and it kind of, you can click it up or down. Those are nice too to get more finer details, but right now we're just gonna use this. Okay,
It's coming alive.
so you can, it's alright, I can fix that later. There's, before I go into my darks, I see that the table is also pretty bright. I'm gonna do that real quick as well. And the good thing about kneaded erasers is I kind of push down on the surface and it'll give me a flatter plane to work with. So the light is hitting pretty much most of this table in a lighter value. See that kind of goes, it stops about right here. Because behind the boot is where that shadow. So I'm going to keep that shadow there. Maybe I'll take my finger and just kind of soften up. Okay, but now I think I got pretty much highlights. There's one more on the toe. Right here. Okay, I'm gonna now block in my darker values. I'm not gonna go in with compressed charcoal yet. I'm gonna really save those for like my darkest darks. I'm still gonna keep using my vine charcoal. Again, you can break it in pieces, and then those pieces inside smaller pieces if you need to get into smaller details. So now I'm gonna split my eye again, and I'm gonna kind of block in more of these darker kind of values that I see. And I am using the edge. I'm gonna break it. So now it's pretty small, but I'm still using the edge. I'm not using the tip of the vine. The edge is your friend. Okay. It's a little bit behind this fold. And I just follow this like kind of curve that it goes through. So again, you can kind of see that I'm just putting in basic shapes. I'm not even focusing on detail just yet. Just some kind of in this dimension with the inside of the heel.
And a lot of people, I will say, if you're at this angle with the heel, a lot of people get thrown off with that inside angle. And so if it looks funny, like Julia said, step back, see how it looks. If it looks funny, go back, take the stick, set it on top of the angle and make sure that measures up, and that should help you fix it if it looks off.
Like a shadow right here on the edge, kind of coming up into the highlight just a little bit. And then a little bit inside of the boot. So now maybe I can start kind of using my finger. And I still have, I can work into this more, but just for the demo and time's sake, I'm just kind of putting in. Sometimes if you pick it up with your finger, it likes to kind of go away and vanish. So you kind of have to layer a little bit. But again, I still like using my vine charcoal. Decompressed, just to me, can be really dark.
Almost too quick.
Almost really quick,
Yeah.
and I like to save those for being darks. And I'll do those darkest shadows last. So I've kind of blocked in, more of those shapes, and then now I can kind of start focusing on defining those shadows with what I see. And you can still use a Q-tip if you would like for this part. My fingers just really wanting to lift up a lot of the shadow. And kind of what I'm doing now is I'm taking the edge of my vine and I'm kind of using it as a harsh line, and then I kind of lift up to get some of these angles that I'm seeing, and it kind of already goes from harsh to light with this transition when I lift up. That's kind of what I'm doing a little bit. Okay. And I'm working the whole boot. I'm not focusing on one area specifically. I want to work through the whole boot first. work on a specific area for too long, it can look kind of askew to a different part of the boot or object that you're working with. So now I can do more lines and threading. I've blocked in more of these kind of values. I'm just defining those values. And now the curve of this threading that I see is kind of going with the different
Nice.
folds of the boot. Okay. And so I'm still squinting, making sure everything is okay. And now I'm going to go in with my darkest darks.
So are you switching to compress?
Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the compress and go ahead and just focus on shadows now. So I see this beautiful shadow underneath the boot. I think it looks like graphite.
Here, do you want?
It is.
That does look like graphite. That does not look like. Here, let's see one of these.
I got you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Thank you.
Of
Okay, yes.
course.
This is it. So, got a nice crispy shadow right here. Of course, below the boot, it kind of follows edge, and I'll just kind of go in and
Beautiful.
this is a little more angular. Okay. And then kind of some on this inside of the heel where I see kind of on this looping up here. These are pretty much my main darks that I really start to see. And then lastly, just to kind of top it off, maybe I'll do a little bit of, like, you can do those final kind of details of, like threading, where there's like a nice beautiful texture within the, I guess like kind of like alligator skin up here, or whatever reptile it is, whatever texture. Some nice that one, and if you want, you can I'm just lightly kind of just blocking in some last little details that I see just for fun, because y'all will probably be adding just a little bit of detail to y'all's. I'm still using kind of the edge. Now I just kind of go back and forth with my highlighter.
Love it.
eraser.
Which is basically your highlighter in the charcoal world.
And so I'm just kind of bebopping around and last little finishing touches and guess that's all.
It's like so satisfying to see the eraser make it so light.
Right.
And guys, just as she is doing this on the boot, if you're sitting over here and you have these patterns on it, you do not have to do the patterns if you do not want to. But if you want to give yourself the challenge, you can approach it very similarly to how she's doing the textured work on the boot. Darker lines with the highlight butting up against it. This side does not have it, but if you would rather simplify the sheet to darks and lights, I'm okay with that as well.
And then maybe a little bit of orange shadow back here, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and just call it.
Yeah.
Y'all are, it's okay. I guess that's it. I'm gonna probably step back one more time and just make sure
It's beautiful.
everything is okay. I like my proportion. I like, maybe I can work on some of those later. And I can fix those later on some of these little highlights, but
It's gorgeous.
I guess that's kind of, I hope that helps a little bit. It is a little different. So just to recap, you're gonna cover your whole page in charcoal. Use a paper towel. You can also connect these little fingerprints. It just kind of goes back. Kind of how it was. You don't have to reapply if you don't really need to. Just kind of fix her up.
It's looking great.
I think that's it. You can add some more details to the drapery if you want to. And you can also add highlights. Simple little highlights. I mean, like simple little shapes go a long way to your
Beautiful.
so, and then block in your shapes, squint your eye, block in your darks and then your lights by pulling away with your eraser, and then you can focus on details after that. Any questions?
Have any questions?
I hope that was okay.
No, that was awesome.
Okay.
Well done.